Welcome to Outside the Vault, the one time a week that Zach and I leave the movie vault and get a breath of fresh air.
Oh my gosh, it's so refreshing to finally be out.
Yes, they lock us in here and they let us out. Who are they? I don't know. That's a secret we're not allowed to tell.
And the secret that we will never tell.
All right, because we'll get in trouble. Anyway, we are.
We're doing top 10 artists, top 10 bands for both of us.
Yeah, sorry.
Or
if
I
we're-
said 10, 7.
Yeah, 7. Sorry if we're a little loopy because it's 2 a.m. right
Yeah,
now.
we're like, never mind.
And we tried to record one and we messed up, so now we're doing it again. Okay, so we're gonna do top 7 bands first, and then we're gonna do our top 7 artists. So
Yes.
artists are like solo recording artists, and bands are like bands.
Yes.
Pretty self-explanatory.
All right, what did you have for number 7?
The Strokes.
Okay, Strokes. That sounds intimate.
Have you ever listened to The Strokes?
I have.
Okay. I really like their new album, The New Abnormal. I've been listening to it a lot. The Adults Are Talking and Bad Decisions, and there's some other ones. Ode to Brooklyn Bridge, I think, is one of them. No, Ode to the Mets is one of them, and Brooklyn Bridge Chorus is another one.
Go Mets.
Yes. So really like those. How about you? What's your 7th favorite?
My
band?
number 7 is Panic at the Disco, as embarrassing as that is.
Well, I did go through a Panic at the Disco phase when I was younger, and I do still like their album Pretty Odd a lot. But,
Yeah, Pretty Odd is a very good album, yes. What are their
and
other albums?
they do have some good songs recently.
Yes. Overplayed songs, I would say. High Hopes.
Yeah.
And Hey Look Ma, I Made It. But
Vices and Virtues wasn't too bad.
no. And what was their earlier one? Earlier than Pretty Odd.
The one with the long name,
That one. I like that
the
one.
one that has the famous song on it. Man, we're really good at this. It's the one
I wrote
that's
Sins, Not
A Fever You
Tragedies.
Can't Sweat Out. Yes,
Yes.
that one's a good one.
Yes, that one is pretty good. And so yeah, that's my number 7. What is your number 6?
My number 6 is Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
Because they're just amazing. They're one of the more impressive bands to listen to, and they have a very solid discography. One of the most solid discographies, I would say.
Yes.
Led Zeppelin 3 and 4 are my favorites. I also like Physical Graffiti quite a bit.
Yeah.
And let's see, my favorite songs by them are Gallows Pole and obviously Stairway to
Yes.
Heaven.
Yep.
And I really like, it's in my top 5 of songs of all time as of recently. I really like Whole Lotta Love.
Whole lot of love.
They had just had a style of music that was so just, it seems revolutionary. I'm not sure that actually was. I think it was. But
Probably. Let's just assume.
it just seems so, the folk aesthetic, I don't know, it's just so unique.
All right, my number 6 is Maroon 5.
Oh, wait. They have some really good
They
songs.
have so many
This
hits.
love
It's
has taken its toll.
Oh,
We have really good voices.
Oh, yeah.
Me, Adam Levine, he comes to
It's
me
Adam
for
Levine, I thought.
Levine. Okay.
Levine? Adam Levine?
I've only ever read his name.
Have you ever watched The Voice?
No.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
Adam Levine comes to me for vocal training, just if you're wondering. That's
Okay.
what I was trying to say the whole time.
Adam Levine is a very good singer, and they just have so many hits, just hit after hit, like Taylor Swift. Almost.
I actually didn't realize how good they were until I think it was like last year.
If you go on Spotify and look up the playlist, this is Maroon 5, you'll find if you go through the list, you'll probably have heard all the songs.
Yeah, they're good. Although I think recently, again, some of these bands that have just been around for like
I don't like
too
the song
long.
"Girls Like You." I don't like that song.
Yeah,
that much.
it seems a little lazy, you know.
like "Girls Like You." No, say "Women Like I."
Yeah, use appropriate language. Okay, we're to number 5. So my number 5 is on bands is the Beatles.
Speaking of revolutionary,
Yes, and I take a class on the history of rock and roll. It's like a required
You do?
class. Yeah, in
Really?
college. Yeah, it's like my liberal arts course.
Otterbein.
Yes.
Wow.
And so we were learning about the Beatles today. And I guess what made the Beatles so revolutionary, I kind of knew this, but they were just like the people who kept pushing rock and roll once it got to that point. So the British Invasion, the first half of the Beatles albums are just like pop, kind of.
I love the Magical Mystery Tour. That's my favorite by them.
Yes, but yeah, as we get into albums like Rubber Soul, Revolver, Magical Mystery Tour, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band,
You can see
Abbey
the Indian
Road.
influence after they
Yeah,
took that
they
trip.
have like a psychedelic Indian influence that,
Definitely enhanced by drugs.
yes, definitely. But good music, so
Yeah.
still bad, but good music
We
was
don't
a
endorse drugs.
result of it.
We endorse good music.
Yes, and my favorite album is, it used to be Sgt. Pepper's, but I think Abbey Road is my favorite
Abbey
Beatles
Road's
albums
good.
now. And yeah, because Maxwell Silverhammer, I mean, that's just such a good song. It doesn't make any sense, but it's
True.
good.
But okay, my number 5 is the 1975.
Yeah.
Now I just like this band. It has a good. It started off like as a good aesthetic, as you said. Well, you told me off cast that the new album is more
Oh, yeah.
self-promoting and very kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
prideful.
Ever since, well, yeah, Matty Healy is just a very obnoxious frontman now.
Yeah, but I
these
like
days.
their older stuff. Somebody Else and there's Chocolate. That one's
Chocolate.
good.
Chocolate is one of my most played songs. Probably my most played song ever.
I like the way that they sound. Even their song called the 1975.
Yeah, they have a song called the 1975 on every
Yep.
album, and
Yep.
they have pretty good openers.
Yeah. Okay, what's your number 4?
My Chemical Romance.
Okay, you made fun of me for Panic at the Disco.
Okay, fine. But My Chemical Romance is
Black
the
Parade.
creators of my favorite album, The Black Parade.
Oh my gosh, I actually like that.
And it's such a good album. If you haven't listened to it, it's about death and depression and people dying of cancer. And it's just,
Didn't 21 Pilots do a cover of Cancer?
they did a cover of Cancer, and that's what introduced me to My Chemical Romance
Really?
as a very young boy.
You used 21 Pilots as the outlet for other music.
Yes, and that's what also introduced me to Panic at the Disco. So,
Yeah.
but I don't endorse the holy trinity of emo bands, because none of the bands that are in it, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, and 21 Pilots, none of them are actually emo bands.
That's
so.
true. That's true. All right. My number 4 was Coldplay.
That is a solid Sky Full of Stars.
I like their new album. I like Aberesque, and I like Children, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. I like it, but there are a few of them in there that are Middle Eastern influence. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I think that they went a different direction that's less music and more political, which
Yeah.
is not always bad, but most of the time it's bad.
Especially for a band like Coldplay. So some bands from the past, like NWA or like punk bands, could be very
In your
you could,
face.
and they couldn't be separated from politics. Like that was their style. But Coldplay isn't known for that. So when they're trying to venture into it, it can seem
Like
forced.
it goes from Hymn for a Weekend and Adventure of a Lifetime and like Yellow and all these different cool
Yeah.
like peaceful songs that are like happy to like No More Guns and just like The World Is Falling Apart and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. So maybe the transition didn't really work that well. Okay, on to number 3.
Top 3. What did you have for number 3?
My third favorite band is the Smiths.
That's cool.
So, if you don't know who the Smiths are, they're from the 80s. Morrissey is their lead singer, and their self-titled album, The Smiths, is really good. And also Strange Ways Where They Go. I won't say a lot because I feel like most people don't know that much about the Smiths, so I'm mostly just saying go listen to them because I like them a lot.
Do it. My number 3 is Wallows.
Ooh, Wallows.
I really like what's his name? Dylan Minnette. He's in the show 13 Reasons Why, which I do not condone and I don't really like too much. But Dylan Minnette is an actor in that show. He's the main character, Clay Jensen, and he's also the lead singer of this band. And he just does it all. He's a really good. He's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's in some Disney Channel stuff. He started off as a young career kid and made this band while he was an actor.
Yeah,
And it
that's impressive.
Turned out really well for him.
And I have listened to Wallows' album, but I don't really remember the songs besides Are You Bored Yet, which is a good song.
That song has been stuck in my head all day. But yeah, there's that, and then there's a bunch of other great ones that I love. So
Yes, I'll definitely have to go back to Wallows.
what is your number 2?
My second favorite band, now this is really close between 1 and 2. Kind of goes back and forth. My second favorite band is Radiohead. Because, again, the more that I listened to Radiohead, the more I realized how good of an artist they are. Pablo Honey was their first album. Not super great. It has the song Creep on it, which is pretty well known. But other than that. But then you get to The Bends, OK Computer, and Kid A. Might be the single 3 greatest in a row albums released. Especially OK Computer and Kid A. And then my favorite album by Radiohead, which is my second favorite album of all time, is In Rainbows. And they're just you get lost kind of in their music. If you're in the right headspace, it's just very unique listening.
I have some artists that we'll talk about that get me in that same type of headspace.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to your number 2.
Number 2 is Queen.
Ooh, Queen.
I love Queen so much.
Lately, I've been listening to more Queen, I think,
Yeah.
than I was.
Yeah, I'd have to say, as weird as this might sound, my favorite Queen song. Actually, no, I'd say it's Somebody to Love.
Somebody to Love.
And then Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy.
Good old fashioned lover boy.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Brighton Rock because it was in Baby Driver, and then Stone Cold Crazy because I actually think that is one of their best uses of guitar. And obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody was one of my favorite songs for a long time.
Yeah.
I might have slightly overplayed it.
I mean, you have to overplay it to memorize it all.
As many people have probably overplayed it. Yeah, it's an impressive work of art, though.
What is your number 1?
My
Four
favorite band currently of all time is Nirvana.
What now?
Nirvana.
I'm joking.
Yes.
Nice. Why so?
Well, I didn't really listen to Nirvana that much. I listened to some of their stuff. There were very popular songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then this year I dove into their albums, and I just there's something special about Nirvana. Obviously the ending of the band was very tragic with Kurt Cobain's death and his overdose of heroin. Really, it's interesting to see a band with such a meteor-like rise and a similarly meteor-like fall, and it's very unfortunate. But what they were able to do for the 3 years that they were the biggest band in the world is incredibly impressive. The albums Nevermind and In Utero and MTV and especially MTV Unplugged in New York are, I think, they're great musical achievements. But I don't know that everyone would see that in the music. It's just something that I've been connected to, because a lot of people think of Nirvana as being very growly and having this like edge, and that's true. But there's a little bit more to it than I feel like there's a lot of other grunge bands like Pearl Jam. Like I can see more of Nirvana, like how they were like influencing different styles and such, and so that's why they're my favorite band.
Yeah, my favorite band is Surfaces. I don't have a deep explanation for my favorite band. It's because it's chill, it's fun-loving, and it's just everything that
I feel like they're the exact
makes me feel good.
They're the exact opposite of Nirvana.
When I'm outside playing soccer, I'll turn on my speaker and it'll most likely be Surfaces. Or if I'm in the shower and I want to play some music, it's usually Surfaces. Just because it's feel-good music, and I know it doesn't have that much substance, but it really does do its job.
What was their one song?
Sunday Best.
Sunday, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. We've gone a long time for these, so let's do these a little bit quicker. Our top 7 artists. My number 7 was Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, very good. Uptown Girl. He has some other good songs.
Yeah. What is your number 7?
My number 7 is Sufjan Stevens.
Okay.
This was a deep cut because I kind of forgot that I liked Sufjan Stevens, and then I remembered that he's really good, and I need to listen to more of his music. So
yeah.
I don't actually listen to that many solo artists, does it seem like, so I had a harder time with this list.
Yeah. My number 6 is Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes. Oh yeah, I know his music. Not a huge fan, but
I'm really ashamed of some of these. I will say that. Okay.
Hey, you can't help what you like. You like what you like.
That's not true, but yes, I agree.
My number 6 is Frank Ocean.
Okay. Weren't you just making fun of people with Frank Ocean off the cast?
Yeah, but I actually really like Frank Ocean.
Okay.
So just don't say you're like the super unique person for liking Frank Ocean. Lots of people from all different backgrounds like Frank Ocean, okay?
That's true. They're all like, oh, Frank Ocean's the best, you know?
Although,
like my brothers.
Yeah, Chanel Orange is my favorite album by him. It's good. Check it out.
Okay. My number 5 is Adele.
Adele. No, Adele is good.
I don't know. Maybe.
She didn't make my top 7, but she's still
Rolling
good.
in the Deep is so good for me.
And
Set Fire.
Someone Like You.
Oh, Someone Like You is my favorite song.
Yeah, that's my favorite
it's in
Adele
21,
song.
I think. Or no,
Yeah.
that's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 21.
21,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 5?
My 5th favorite artist. Oh, I forgot one of my. I'm going to have a tie for 5th because I realized that an artist who I really, really like didn't make the list, and that is It Can't Happen. Probably would be higher if I hadn't made this mistake, but I'll say 5 is my female representation one. So Casey Musgraves and Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey. I remember that phase you went through. That was the
Yeah,
last
but
end of 2019.
especially Lana Del Rey's last album, I really liked.
Yeah.
And then Casey Musgraves, her album Golden Hour, it's just magical.
Okay.
There's no other way.
Yeah, that's good. My number 4. my my number 4 is Lizzo.
Yeah, wild men great till they gotta be great. Don't text me. Yeah, Lizzo's good. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hopefully she keeps
There's-
continuing to make good music.
There's something about Lizzo in general that just really gets me going into her music. I had to specify. Really gets me going into her music, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lizzo. Yeah, she's Lizzo. You know.
I don't think I have to explain. What's your number 4?
Elvis Costello.
I feel like nobody's going to know your 7 through 4, but then everybody's going to know your 1 through 3.
Yeah, Elvis Costello is a punk rock artist from the 70s.
Of course.
And he's so good. You gotta listen to the album My Aim Is True and listen to the songs Allison and Miracle Man and just all the songs. He's so good.
Yeah.
He also had a band called Elvis Costello and the Attractions, and they were pretty decent too.
Yeah. My number 3. My number 3 is Michael Bublé.
Doesn't he only make Christmas songs?
No, he has many albums. He does have a famous Christmas album that is pretty amazing.
Maybe the most famous Christmas album, possibly.
Yeah, I hope so, besides Mariah Carey's. But
Oh, yeah,
I would
that's true.
say that Michael Bublé has some great, I don't know. Michael's voice just really, like I said, puts me in that other world.
Zach-
A Michael Bublé
yeah.
world where I'm just drinking Bublé or bubble drink.
Yeah.
And I'm
Everything
listening
is
to
like a
Michael
snow
Bublé.
globe, you know?
Yes, when I'm listening to Michael Bublé, I am in a bubble bath, drinking hot chocolate, and my mom is reading me a bedtime story, but I'm not in bed.
Yeah. That sounds.
Anyway,
that
what's
sounds
your
like a
number
good
3?
time. My number 3 is Kendrick Lamar.
Mine are so happy. Yours are so angry.
Kendrick Lamar is not angry.
Yes, he
Kendrick
is.
Lamar is one of probably the best lyricist of this decade. A lot of his albums are like not only important musically but also culturally, and he has a perspective that it's because he has more of a Christian leaning perspective, whether or not you like personally I don't know his faith, but as a Christian myself, I like hearing that imagery in the music, even if it's a little bit more hard tinged than generally a lot of Christians are used to listening to. But personally, that's my take on Kendrick Lamar, and
Very
I really
good.
like him for that.
I did not know that. Very good. Yeah, my number 2 is Rex Orange County.
Oh yes,
I love him.
especially the Apricot Princess album.
Yes,
Oh.
he is only 22 years old.
What?
He's 4 years older than me.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man is well.
Boy.
Hopefully he'll go back to being a little less commercialized, but he's good.
Yeah, a little bit, but he did some stuff with Tyler the Creator.
Oh
A
yeah,
couple songs with him, and then
yeah. He needs to learn from Tyler the Creator. Is an experimental dude.
so is Rex, but
Yeah, so is Rex.
Rex is amazing. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is this little, not a band, but a single guy. He goes by Tame Impala.
I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him,
Nobody's
especially not
ever
on
heard
the
of him.
platform TikTok.
No, definitely not. And he's a guy named Kevin Parker. He plays all the instruments in the band, not the live band, but the studio band. And no, he's
How does he do concerts?
I think
Does
he
he hire
has a
people?
live band.
I was gonna say he's
he
just
does
up
all
there
the
singing.
instrumentation in the studio though.
He's just up there like.
He's most well known for his song "The Less I Know, the Better," which is my favorite song of all time. Why is it my favorite song of all time? Simply because it's the song that brings me the most happiness. That bass riff is just so good.
Before that song became famous, my cousins and I actually made a music video to that song.
Yeah, I watched that. It was very good.
Yeah. All right. What is my number 1?
Number
Let
one.
me answer you, Zach. Okay, Zach. My number 1 artist of all time, which I would put above all of my favorite bands, is Harry Edward Styles.
Oh, Harry Styles. Now, this you might be saying, Zach, really? But I can definitely see this. Harry Styles, of all the people who came out of One Direction, he is not only head and shoulders above them, his feet are probably above them too.
Yes.
And there's quite a bit of gap.
I would say he's the only one that went in the right direction.
Yes. So
But-
there was one direction and Harry Styles took it.
Took the right direction. And I would say that he only has 2 albums. He doesn't have any singles really. But he does one called Girl Crush that he did live, but he didn't single it or do an EP about it. And he has 2 albums. One is just his self-titled album, Harry Styles.
Which is I personally like better.
And the other one's called Fine Line. I like Fine Line a little bit better than Harry Styles, but Harry Styles is still amazing. And I just have to I don't know. It's just it puts me in that other world, like I said, and I don't know. It's just like this other thing, you know. I just have to play it into the mic. Just listen to that right now.
It turns yeah.
What were you? it really. Just listen to that background. I don't know. In
All
his
right.
voice, it's
we
so
have to stop it,
momentous.
otherwise we're gonna get in trouble with copyrights.
Okay, fine.
But it is that otherworldly experience.
I just had to play it into the mic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. Speaking of otherworldly experiences, my number one artist has takes you into different universes, I feel like. And that is the one and the only Kanye West.
Pastor Kanye.
Pastor Kanye. Yeah, so Kanye, and it's not because of Kanye's direction now, because, well, I like some of what Kanye is doing now. He is a little bit erratic, so it's kind of hard to follow exactly what he's doing. But Kanye, in my opinion, is the greatest artist of this century.
Wow.
So and he's not necessarily. I think he might actually be my favorite artist. Nirvana, Radiohead, and Kanye all kind of go back and forth. It's really hard to tell, but he's definitely my favorite solo artist. And the reason for that is his experimentation, his production. He's not the best rapper, but he is the best hip hop artist because he does the production. He has the clever lyrics, especially his album My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Yeezus and something like 808s and Heartbreaks. He has a lot of versatility, and he's done a lot of different things. And it'll be interesting to see whether he continues that. But I was listening to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy today, and I just, every time I get blown away by the production on the songs. And yeah, he's so good.
That's cool. I did not know that. But yeah. So we kind of went a little bit over time, so let's just cut ourselves off, I guess.
Yep. So this has been Outside the Vault.
And welcome to, or we'll see you, I don't know, I'm tired. We'll see you next time. Chick-fil-A.